Hey, Satanico here once again for God Loves Comics. It has been, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months since I last made a video. I was in the process of moving. I've got a beautiful new space here, but the whole moving process exhausted me, and then a variety of just excruciating pains from old injuries and all sorts of things, have just come up, and I've just been very tired and lazy and whatever. But anyway, I'm back, and this is an OLLIE'S haul. OLLIE'S is back too because they finally got some new stock in, and I was there about 3 weeks ago. I went once, and then I went back a week later to get a few more things. So the first book I'm going to get to is one that I'm actually keeping. The last book will be one that I'm keeping, and everything in between I'm probably flipping because that's really what I go to OLLIE'S for. But this first one, too good to pass up. It is Bacchus, or Doing the Islands with Bacchus by Eddie Campbell. I had the privilege of meeting Eddie at Small Press Expo, probably, I don't know, 2000, 2002. An incredibly nice guy. He bought a couple of magazines from me, pulled out a big wad of cash, was very polite. And I've always liked his Bacchus stuff, for going back to his Dark Horse Presents. It would pop up there every now and then, and that's just, I would see it sporadically and always really liked it. And so I couldn't help but pick this up, especially because it was only $2.99, which is, can't beat that with a stick. There's a picture of Eddie Campbell, pretty much exactly the way he looked when I met him back 20 years ago. And pretty rare that you get anything that's kind of off the beaten path. I mean, they do have some Dark Horse and some Image, but it's mostly Marvel and DC. So here is Batman Unwrapped, Court of the Owls, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. This one was not sealed. It's pretty much the only one that they had, and so I went ahead and took it because it was in really good shape. And yeah, if you know the Unwrapped books, they're the raw pencils inside. And I picked up one from Jim Lee the last time. Still haven't sold that one, so I don't know. But Greg Capullo, we're in this weird world now where Greg Capullo is actually much more popular than Jim Lee, so I'm still thinking this will sell. And I think that was like $5.99, something like this. And this is $5.99 also. Robin, Son of Batman. Patrick Gleason is actually quite popular these days. I've already sold one of these, so I went ahead, and when I saw it, and especially because it was sealed, I went ahead and picked up another one. And yeah, I do like the cover. And now we're going to get some repeats. This is Fables, book 14. Looks more like a Mark Buckingham cover. No longer the James Jean covers that I so dearly love. And this one costs $7.99, but you have to take into account that it's a $40 retail book. And so I bought a handful of these, actually. Yeah, this is the second one. And I bought 2 others that I've already sold. I just sell them for about, this one, I paid $8 for it, so I'm just selling for about $17, which is still a really good deal because they are, as I said, retail for $40. Then I went back and got 2 copies of Fables #1 because those were sealed, the deluxe editions. And those are $5.99, so it's actually a good buy, even though the retail for these is $29.99, so it's actually $10 less than the Fables 14. And that is the James Jean cover and the back cover. And like I said, I have 2 of those. And bought another deluxe edition. This is the Flash Rebirth Deluxe Edition. And that one was $6.99. It's a $34.99 cover, retail cover price. So again, a really good buy. We're going to see if that sells. And quickly move into the last stock. This was Earth 1, Volume 2, Grant Morrison, Yannick Paquette, and Nathan Fairbairn. This is only a $25 book. I got it for $5, and it is sealed, so Seems like a good buy. Oh, I forget I had these. I bought 2 copies of this Weird World. They actually have the original by John Buscema, which I think some people were saying that that was some of John Buscema's best art, but I didn't really like it. John Buscema on elves and fairies and whatnot doesn't really seem that fitting for his art style. But this is Jason Aaron and Del Mundo, and Del Mundo's art is really nice, and these were only $2.99 each, so I couldn't pass them up. And I may keep one of these for myself because I do like the art inside. And okay, well, another one of these. You've already seen these. Okay, and a Batman Super Heavy. And that is only $5. I've already sold one of those in the past, so I went ahead and got another one. And finally, well, there goes some books, but they're all sealed. Okay, finally, this is kind of the big purchase, and this one's for me as well. And there you go. It is the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus #2. And that is $37, and the retail price on that is $125. Now, I don't usually go to brick and mortar comic book stores, so that's what makes Ollie's kind of fun for me, is because I go there. It's one of the rare times I actually go and buy comics in a brick and mortar store. And oddly enough, I mean, there's usually nobody on that aisle, but the couple of times I've been there, somebody's tried to talk to me. And like this guy was at the end, I was at one end, he was at the other end, and then he was getting ready to leave, and then he was like, "Hey man, if you're interested in compendiums or omnibuses, I'm sorry, they've got some cool ones down here." And then, you know, he started talking to me a little bit. He had the Walt Simonson Thor, which I was like, oh, if they have another one of those, I would get it. But he had the last one of those. The other omnibuses that they had left, I'm sure that they'd already been picked over, was some Jim Lee and Whilce Portacio later ones, which I didn't want. And then I was like, oh, but here's one. And it's still sealed. It's got a little, you know, the plastic's torn, but I don't care about that because I'm keeping this for myself. And I was like, oh, I'll keep this one because this one's Silver Age Spider-Man. He was like, oh yeah, the McFarlane Spider-Man, that's pretty cool. I was like, oh no, Silver Age Spider-Man, it's not McFarlane, it's all John Romita. And he looked at me a little bit funny. He's obviously a little bit younger than I am for sure, but I think he may have thought that I meant John Romita Jr. I'm not sure, but yeah, these are all the classics, and I don't have most of these, and I may not have even read most of these stories at some point. I have this one, 55, with Doc Ock. I've got this one, 57, with Kezar and Sabu, but most of these I never owned, and I probably have seen them in some form or another in collections, but there are several of these I definitely haven't read. And I just want to, you know, just enjoy Romita's art. And and as I said, $125, got it for $37. That was pretty much the big purchase, and definitely worth it. Don't love the updated cover. I'd much rather see Romita, or maybe even Romita Jr. I don't think that's Romita Jr. for sure. So anyway, I had the, real quick, and I'll be out of this. Let's see, have the receipts right here. Got a couple of them, and one was for $96 and one was for $57 when I came back. So talking $150. This was $125 retail by itself, right? So, and the rest of these, then you're talking multiple copies. Plus, one other thing. Aside from these 2 Fables that I've already sold that are already gone, I also bought a Miracle Man Olympus 3 hardcover. Wasn't sealed. They actually charged me a little bit more from that because it had no price on it, so I had to ask for a price, and it was like $12.99. I sold that for $24, so that's already gone as well. So add those 3 books in there, plus all of the sealed hardcovers that you've already seen, the Bacchus. And there's one other that I don't even see in my stack right here, but it is Adam Hughes, Betty and Veronica. I actually bought 2 of those. Those were $2.99 each as well. And one of those I gave away to someone who bought some Adam Hughes Imagine FX magazines from me, so I just tossed it in there, and I still have one of those. So when you just $125 just for this, and I paid $150 and got all of these other sealed hardcovers. Cannot beat that with a stick. Of course, OLLIE'S is just a remainders outlet in the sense that they just have to wait until Marvel, DC want to unload some of these from their warehouses. So who knows when they will restock again. They did have a lot of new, their so-called 10 comics value packs, but I bought one of those in the past videos, and it sucked, to be real. They put 1 or 2 decent comics on the outside, and then they're stuffed with shit titles and publishers that you would probably not want in your collection, so for the most part. So anyway, that's it. That is a new OLLIE'S haul, and I have a lot of really cool comics besides these actual comic books, and some incredible stuff that I've gotten over the past 3-4 months that's just been stacking up in the corner. And so I'm just definitely going to put out some more videos in a row, and hopefully you'll come back and see those. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, because I never say that and no one ever does it. But anyway, thanks very much. See you next time. Goodbye.